Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Erin. I'm your facilitator for this afternoon's session, welcoming you to learn all about Missouri S&T. I do want to let you know that if you have questions, you can use the Q&A button on your screen. Your camera and microphone are off, but you are very much encouraged to use the Q&A to interact with our presenters. I also want to remind you that there are more sessions available for you to register for, and the recordings of all sessions will be available to you at IACAC.org. Thank you for being here, and I will turn it over to our speakers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cindy Welch, and I am the Assistant Director of Regional Admissions for Missouri S&T. And we also have Kathy here, and I'll let Kathy introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathy Tipton, and I serve as the Director for Admissions at Missouri S&T, and I'll be helping out with the chat this evening or afternoon. So if you have any questions, feel free to put those in there, and I'll try to answer some, and we'll answer some through text and some through communication, just verbal, through the live presentation later.
Okay. So first, I'm going to let you guys know a little bit about where Missouri S&T is located. Rolla, Missouri is about halfway between St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri. So it's about an hour-and-a-half drive as you're coming through St. Louis, just a little bit further until you get through to Rolla, Missouri. Rolla is a small city. It has a population of just over 20,000 inside the city limits, but another 50,000 people come from nearby communities for shopping and dining and entertainment. And Rolla has what we call a really nice blend of urban and small town. There are several big box retail stores, corporate brand restaurants, and then we have many different locally owned shops and pubs and dining establishments. A couple of them that I'm going to mention, A Slice of Pie and Alex's Pizza, have been local favorites of our students for many years. And then, of course, we have some new ones as well, O'Doggies being a new hot dog stand just down from the university. So a lot of students enjoy that as well. Rolla is also part of the South Central Ozark Highlands. So you're going to find a lot of lakes and rivers, streams, where people really enjoy fishing and swimming and canoeing, kayaking, rafting, all types of boating. There's also caves to explore, zip lines to maneuver. You'll find about 300 acres of parks inside the city limits of Rolla, including about 10 miles of walking and biking trails and several disc golf courses. And if you don't just like outdoor activities, we have a lot of indoor things as well. We have two different venues for theatrical performances. We have the Cedar Street Playhouse, which is home for the Ozark Actors Theater, which hosts several community performing arts groups. And then we also have Leach Theater on the Missouri S&T campus, where we host everything from big name performers like Yo-Yo Ma, the famous cellist, to student theatrical performances, band and orchestra concerts, and many other things like that as well. So Rolla also has roller skating, bowling, arcades, inside glow golf, newly remodeled cinema with reclining seats, all the big things that you would expect to find. So you'll also find all the services you need in our town. If you're looking for barber, beauty shop, automotive, or healthcare, we've got you covered. So, and speaking of healthcare, one of the big perks about being in the middle of Missouri, the COVID cases have been very low in this area. So as the sign says, Rolla is open for business. And so we're going to go on to the next slide. Another thing that's really important about Missouri S&T is some of our rankings. Missouri S&T has been ranked the #1 university in Missouri for alumni salary potential. We're always ranking first and second in Missouri for not only the alumni potential, but our students have one of the best starting salaries in Missouri and in the nation. We're also ranked the 3rd best engineering school in the nation. That's by College Factual. And recently we were ranked number 8th university in the United States for annual return on investment. And that's huge because there's about 4,500 different colleges in the United States. And for us to be ranked number 8, we're very proud. We also have the 20th safest campus in America. And that was by the National Safety Summit 2 years ago, or last year, excuse me. And we really contribute that to, we have a area that is low in crime anyway in the middle of Missouri, but we also have a fabulous campus police group, and the chief of police is a retired Secret Service guy. So we really have great expectations around here for it to be safe. Now this slide talks about the $1 million degree. Basically, Georgetown University did a study in 2019 where they tried to rank all 4,500 colleges on return on investment. And Missouri S&T was ranked in the top 50 for 3 different categories that relate to return on investment. And specifically, the 40-year return was $1.5 million. So we're ranked number 42 university out of all of those for the return on investment. Here at Missouri S&T, we have 2 different colleges. We have the College of Engineering and Computing, and then we have the College of Arts, Sciences, and Business. In the College of Engineering and Computing, you're going to find 15 different engineering degrees, as well as computer science, and also geology and geophysics. There are a few different things about our program that are very unique. One of them is we have a beginning year, first year program where all of the students are taking very similar classes. So they have a 1-credit class that's where they learn all about all of the different engineering degrees. It gives them an extra year to make sure that, do I really want mechanical engineering, or do I want ceramic engineering or computer engineering? So a lot of students come in, maybe they're undecided, and then they decide later. And then some come in thinking, I want to be a mechanical engineer, but later decide, nope, that's not it. I want to become an electrical engineer. So any of those we will accept, whether you know exactly what you want or if you need a little bit more time. Some of the other things that we have that are distinctive here, we have some minors in some really interesting areas. We have a biomedical engineering minor, and so students who usually choose that, if you're thinking about prosthetics, designing prosthetics, maybe you want to do mechanical engineering with that minor in biomedical. Or if you're more on the research side, you might want to do the ceramic engineering with biomedical engineering minor. A lot of students who are considering going into the medical profession will do that biomedical engineering with biological science or chemistry. So those are great ways for you to get into a medical school or a research institution later on. We also have a humanitarian engineering minor as well. And one of the most unique is we have an explosives engineering minor. So a lot of students are really excited about that one. Now, in the College of Arts, Sciences, and Business, we have all of the typical humanities. We also have applied mathematics, biology, chemistry, physics. Our physics department has bachelor's, master's, and PhD, so that's unique to a lot of schools. We also have teacher certification in elementary, middle, and secondary education. We have pre-law, pre-med, pre-vet. We also have a program where you can do 3 years at Missouri S&T and then go to the St. Louis College of Pharmacy for 4, or you can do the typical 4 and 4. One of the other programs I want to mention, we have a undergraduate business program that is AACSB accredited, which is pretty unique. Not a lot of undergraduate business programs are accredited, so that one we're very proud of as well. One of the unique minors in this area is the cybersecurity and information assurance. It is backed by the Department of Defense and Homeland Security. So a lot of students who are either doing the IST, Information Science and Technology, or computer science like to do that minor. One of the very newest things that we have on campus this year is our Global Engineering program. The Global Engineering is a 5-year program, and you will leave with 2 bachelor degrees. You'll get a Bachelor of Science in whichever engineering that you choose, along with a Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies. And within that, you would have an emphasis either in French or Spanish. So you'll get a semester of study abroad and a semester of engineering internship abroad. And those would be done in either a French-speaking country or a Spanish-speaking country, depending on which of those you choose. If you want more information, you can find that at globalengineering.mst.edu. One of the very unique things about Missouri S&T is we have this fabulous career center that their whole job is basically to help our students find jobs. They have 2 large career fairs every year. In the fall of 2019, we had our largest career fair yet. We had 331 different companies coming to that. You can see a picture down at the bottom of what our career fair looks like. It is a professional development event, so students are going to wear their suit or their dress. They bring their resume, they talk to employers, and then generally they start interviewing right after the career fair. And so those interviews continue on till the end of the semester. Students are getting jobs all over the United States and some abroad, but we have graduates that go to work for all the Fortune 500 companies like Google and Amazon and Boeing, ExxonMobil. We have students doing co-op at SpaceX. So those are really cool places to work. Speaking of internship and co-op, an internship is summer only, and a co-op is a summer and a semester. So our students are typically earning a little over $3,000 a month doing co-op and internship. And so if you do an internship, that's about $10,000 in the summer. And then a co-op, it's about $30,000 for a summer and a semester. So that's how a lot of our students pay for their education. A lot of students leave owing very little money. And it also shows we have one of the lowest loan default rates in America because our students get great jobs. Speaking of which, the last first bullet point there, our average starting salary for our students who are graduating with a bachelor's degree is almost $64,000. Now at Missouri S&T, there are a lot of things to do on campus. We have about 250 different organizations. We have NCAA Division II Athletics. We have design teams, fraternities and sororities, also known as Greek life. We have theater, music, band, orchestra, all kinds of ensembles, art. There are honor societies. We have interest clubs, some very unique ones like the barbecue club, which when they barbecue out on campus, it makes it smell really cool around here. We also have dancing and skydiving and spelunking, lots of fun things to do. The minor athletics, our mascot is Joe Minor. And so minor athletics, we consider them to be scholar athletes. And in fact, for our students who are in athletics, we rank 5th of all time among NCAA Division II colleges and universities for Capital One academic All-American selections. And even a couple of weeks ago, one of our football players was signed to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's really cool. But we have teams for men, teams for women. Some of them are very competitive. Our swimming team is phenomenal. So if you are an athlete and you're interested in varsity athletics, we certainly have those for you to do. We also have design teams. The design teams are similar to maybe what you would have in high school for robotics. You would build a robot and then compete against other schools. Well, that's what our students do here with all these different design teams. And so you can see we have everything from concrete canoes, we have Formula SAE race cars, we have human-powered vehicle, Mars rover. In 2017, the Mars rover team was first in the world. And the coolest thing I think about that is that the NASA sent their spacesuits for Mars to our students, and they got to try them on and then tell NASA what they thought about it. So that's one of the coolest things I've ever heard. We also have, solar car, solar house. I love the solar houses. So those are just some of the ones that we have. A lot of these teams are first through fifth place in their competitions. And some of them are world champions. So we hope that you'll look into that. Maybe you'll find a design team that you would be interested in joining. We also have a lot of student support for our students here. You're going to have an advisor. So we do have an advising center, and you will meet with your advisor at least once every semester in order to help choose your classes, but you're going to be encouraged to meet with them more often than that. We also have counseling services for a variety of different things. If you have a computer here on campus that is having difficulties, you can take it to the IT help desk and they'll help you with it. We also have student diversity initiatives. We have a diversity house, and they have all kinds of different activities and events for our minority students, our first generation students, females, just all types of different things. We have a student health center, so if you get sick or you need any care, maybe you've fallen and hurt yourself, you go to the student health center and they will fix you right up. We also have a student success center, which is the picture that you see here. If you need to get some help with any of your academics, you can get tutoring. We have lead sessions where students can go in the middle of between classes, and so maybe your professor has given you a homework assignment and it's due on Friday. Well, maybe on Wednesday or Thursday, you might have a lead session for that class, and you'll go and you can help, you get homework help. We also have a Student Veterans Resource Center. So if your parents have been veterans and you have some veteran benefits coming to you, they'll help you with that. So this is what our first day of enrollment looked like for this fall. We currently have 7,533 students on campus, a little over 6,000, almost 6,100 undergraduate students, and then a little over 1,400, 1,455 graduate students. We do have students from 62 different countries, as well as almost every state in the nation. So if you are currently a senior and you are thinking about applying to Missouri S&T, these are the requirements. We're going to be looking at things like your core curriculum, your standardized tests like your ACT or SAT, class rank, and your GPA. We're going to want your 6th semester transcript, which is 9th through 11th grade. And if you have taken an ACT or SAT test, we would like to see that as well. Now, the core curriculum is generally 4 units of English, 4 of math, 3 science, 3 social studies, 2 of a single foreign language, and 1 fine art credit. If you have AP, IB, CLEP, dual enrollment, any of those credits, we typically take most of those, and we can help you find out how those credits will come into Missouri S&T. You can just let us know. Now, you can apply to Missouri S&T at apply.mst.edu or on the Common App. This year, we have no application fee. And for the students who are currently seniors, who will be fall of 2021 freshmen, you can apply test optional. So if you have not had the opportunity to take an ACT or SAT test yet, you can go ahead and apply. We're going to ask you a few extra questions, and you're going to have to supply a little more information, but we will make a holistic review. And then we will award scholarships based on that as well. We will accept unofficial transcripts in order to admit you. However, before you come to Missouri S&T, once you graduate, we will need official transcripts as well. Now, if you have the opportunity to take your ACT or SAT, you can get those tests sent to us directly by using the codes that you see there on the screen. It really does help you save money. I believe I've heard that it's $13 every time you want to send a test score to a different university. So if you can put those on your test when you're taking the test, that saves you some money. Now, we do have an application deadline of December 1st. However, we do have rolling admissions, so you can continue applying after that. It's just that eventually the scholarships run out, and so to be in the best standing for getting scholarships, we hope that you'll apply by December 1st. Now, this is the cost of education for out-of-state residents. Generally speaking, it's going to be about $30,000 for tuition and fees. Now, that tuition is based on 14 credit hours per semester or 28 credits per year. Some students take more than that, some take less. You have to take at least 12 credits per semester in order to be a full-time student, so you can keep that in mind. Then the housing and dining is an average also. It's based on which housing unit you choose and also which meal plan you choose. So the cost of education for you could be slightly higher or slightly less. This is just a good average. And so the next slide is going to talk about some scholarships to help bring down that cost of education. So this year I have a chart here for students who apply for admission and have already taken an ACT or SAT test. You can see that if you have at least a 3.0 GPA for your 9th through 11th grade, you can, if you have a 24 on your ACT or 1160 on your SAT, then you will be given a $7,500 scholarship. And you can see on the chart that it will go up from there. If you apply test optional, because you haven't had the opportunity to take a test yet, you will still be looked at for scholarships, and we will award a scholarship. However, if you get the opportunity to take that ACT or SAT by June of your senior year, and it requires us to increase your scholarship, we will go ahead and increase your scholarship all the way up through June. So don't let that hold you back from taking your ACT or SAT. Now, after you have applied for admission and we give you this merit-based scholarship, we have a scholarship database where you can go out and apply for additional scholarships. Some of those are campus scholarships and departmental awards, but we also have in there one special scholarship. It's called the Distinguished Scholars Award, and it's $30,000 per year, renewable for 4 years. So you can see that will cover the entire cost of your education, the tuition part, let's say that, for 4 years. So that's a fabulous scholarship. We do give that to 5 students each year. We typically have about 200 students apply for that scholarship. And so it is competitive, but it's not like the lottery. You can certainly win this, and students do that. In the past 2 years, I've had students from the Chicagoland area in the top 5, so I'm excited about that. Now, if you live in a border county of Illinois that surrounds Missouri, you can get a scholarship that is $18,000 a year. So that puts you at in-state tuition costs, and you can continue getting that for 4 years as well. Now, it does show you that our scholarship deadline is February 1st. So you'll want to go ahead and apply as soon as you can, get admitted, and then start working on those scholarships so that you can get those in by the deadline. Let me repeat though, the merit scholarships are automatic. You'll get those when you apply. All the others, there is some form of application generally, or a little extra step that you have to do to get those. Now for financial aid, that is federal and state money, you can apply to FAFSA. FAFSA, we've listed our code there. They usually open on October 1st, and so they just recently opened that, and you can apply. We're going to hope that you do that by February 1st as well. It is a free application, so if you go to the wrong website and they're trying to make you pay, you know you're at the wrong place. Anyway, you'll want to make sure that you do that with your parents, and then it will tell us several different things. It'll tell us how much federal grant we can give to you, as well as if you're eligible for work study, and then also how much we can give you in student loans. Student loans are typically of 2 sorts. You can either subsidized or unsubsidized. A subsidized loan means the interest, there's no interest during the time you're going to school, and the unsubsidized means an interest will accrue. So you want to make sure you understand all that as you go through that. You'll also get opportunities for Parent Plus loan, which means, doesn't mean the parents have to pay it back, but the parents have to sign for any loan that is above that. Okay, so I'm going to have Kathy come on now, and we'll see what kind of questions we have from our students today.
Sure. Do you mind just starting with when you were talking about admission criteria and we talked about units? Can you clarify a little what that means for high school? Like, is one unit a full year of a particular subject?
Generally, yes. If it's English and history and that type of thing. However, some classes, not necessarily. It could be a semester-long class. Usually your high school will give you credits based on that. So if you have questions about that, you can always call us. You also probably want to check with your high school to see how they do that. But generally, 1 year of English would be one unit.
Can you talk a little bit more about the residential life options? And I'm sorry if I missed it, but also if there's a requirement for living on campus?
Sure. So the requirement is the first 2 years. You need to live on campus your freshman and sophomore year. That would include any of our residential halls, as well as a sorority or fraternity, and we also have Campus Christian House. All of those would be considered on-campus living. We have a traditional dorm that is called the Thomas Jefferson building, and it would be 2 students in a room. You'd have 2 beds, 2 dressers, 2 closets, and then you go down the hall and you use the restroom with 14 other guys or 14 other girls, because those floors are all guys on one floor, all girls on another. Then we also have the residential commons, and that is a suite style living. So you would have restrooms in your room. You'd probably generally have either 2 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms, and you'd have a small living room and also 2 restrooms. And then we have the University Commons, which is our sophomore building, brand new building, about 3 or 4 years old. And those are apartment style. With that, you're going to get the full kitchen, full refrigerator, stove, microwave. And then also those, you can have 4 people or 8 people in a room. And those are very nice.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about our campus opening and how we are hosting current classes dealing with COVID?
Sure, absolutely. So we brought all of our students back for the beginning of the semester. Our freshmen started a week before the rest of the students came back. Most of our students have some classes that are in seat and some that are online. And a lot of the classes that are online could be maybe some of the larger lecture type classes, and then you go to your labs in person. They're usually smaller. Of course, we are social distancing. We have a mandatory mask rule if you're in a lab or a classroom, or if you're in an area where you can't stay at least 6 to 10 feet away from people. We're asking students to wear masks. So like I did mention, the number of cases of COVID in our county is very low, and here on campus is very low as well. So we're doing that. What was the next part of that you wanted me to talk about?
Well, I was just personally thinking it would be helpful also to share the different visit opportunities that we have too.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I knew there was a second part. So we have been seeing visitors since the 1st of July. We do have small groups that we're doing with that, generally about 10 people in a room. And so we usually ask students to, maybe limit the number of people that they're bringing with them, but on occasion we have a large group from one family. But usually you're going to come either in the morning or in the afternoon, and you will be given a presentation, and then you'll get a campus tour, and then you get to visit with a faculty member from whatever department you want, one department. Those are slightly shorter visits than we used to do before the COVID, but we are at least being able to see students. We also have a number of virtual opportunities. We have virtual presentations that are similar to what you just saw today, but we also have some question and answer sessions with current students, with faculty, with alumni. And then we have one-on-one meetings with an admissions counselor like myself. You could schedule a visit and just ask your questions virtually through a Zoom meeting. So we're also all setting up visits with high schools and doing virtual visits there, and just a number of everything we can do to try to help students find out more information at this point.
Okay, a question about Project Lead the Way. Can you share a little bit about our campus support that we have and any kind of questions about credit?
Sure. So Project Lead the Way is big on Missouri S&T campus. We actually train the teachers for Project Lead the Way, and we have a lot of students who come here who have done some Project Lead the Way classes. We do offer credit for that. Usually if you've done 2 classes, it will equal either our freshman mechanical engineering design class, kind of the freshman design class. We also have, if you've done the computer science, there's the same thing for that. We do have the information on our website. So if somebody has a specific question about that, we can email that to you. You can give us a call and we can show you where it's at online as well. And as I was going to say, since I still have my screen up, you can jot down my name and my number and my email address if you have any questions that I didn't cover as much as you wanted tonight. Feel free to contact me and I'll finish answering for you.
Okay, excuse me. And I will say to all of those who are still listening, we are getting to a shorter list of questions. So if you have more questions, please submit those. But another question was kind of was about hands-on experience, but I'll kind of add to that. If you don't mind sharing some of the experiential learning opportunities we have and even including research.
Sure. So experiential learning is kind of at the core of an S&T education. We ask students to do some form of experiential learning while they're here. Now you can do that a number of ways. You can join a design team. That is definitely experiential learning. You could also be a leader on in an organization. You can do some form of research. We have a number of different opportunities for that. We have FIRE, which is the freshman year research opportunity that you can have. We have OURE, which is an undergraduate opportunity where you can submit your idea for research, and if chosen, they'll give you a stipend to do your research. A lot of our professors and even graduate students, PhD students, will do some research where they'll ask undergraduate students to help with it. So if you have, if you notice that a faculty member is doing some form of research that you're really interested in, go to that person and ask if you could help. Sometimes it starts out as an unpaid thing, and then other times you get paid for it. So those are all good opportunities. I didn't mention as well, we have a honors academy that is very superb. You can work hand in hand with your professors to take the classes that you want to take for the honors class. Usually the first year, there's going to be a seminar class that you do. The second and third year, you're actually taking individual honors classes. And then the fourth year, you do a research project that you'll have a thesis. So it's almost like a graduate degree in that manner. You do get the opportunity for an extra $1,000 scholarship. And if you can study abroad and they'll match a scholarship for that. And you can also live in the sophomore building, our brand new University Commons, and there's an honors section of students there as well. Did I cover all those?
Yeah, the only other things I would say that I don't think that you said is we also have an experimental mine on campus, as well as a nuclear reactor. So those are two other unique things that give you hands-on experience if those are areas of interest for you.
Mm-hmm. And I will say too, if we have students on today that are not seniors, maybe you're a freshman, sophomore, and junior, we typically have summer camps. Now, we didn't have a bunch of camps this past year because of COVID, but generally we have 8 or 10 summer camps. And one of the summer camps is explosives. And we get students who are so excited about that. They learn to make fireworks. And then when their parents come, they have a big fireworks display. So part of that is done at our experimental mine too. So.
How about if a student knows they like engineering, but they're not quite sure what they want to do? Can you maybe talk a little bit about that process and what we might be able to do to help that student?
Sure. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with two specific things. First of all, that freshman program, we used to call it freshman engineering. I still call it that. It's got a different title to it now. But you're going to learn about every one of the different engineering degrees, and you're going to be able to shadow those, talk to different professors, all that type of thing. But in addition to that, you're going to have an advisor who will help you when you start talking to them about different aspects of things that you like. They're probably going to recommend certain classes that might lead you to decide. A lot of our students might start out thinking they want to be an engineer and then decide that they don't later on. And it's pretty easy here at S&T to move from one discipline to the next, especially if you do it early on. I think it's almost seamless during your freshman year. You can pretty much go from whatever degree to the next. And when you even get probably into your sophomore year or toward the end of your sophomore year, once you get into your junior year, you're pretty much into the discipline. So if the sooner you make up your mind, the better, let's say. But we do have all kinds of different opportunities for you to try different things. I'll also recommend, if you're a younger student, if you have the opportunity to join clubs and organizations in your high school, joining Project Lead the Way or robotics or science club or the math Olympiad or any of those types of things, those are all really helpful to help you decide what you might really enjoy doing. Let me say one more thing else about that, Kathy, before you go on. You know, getting an internship in the summer, I've heard a lot of students say, you know, I knew I wanted to be a mechanical engineer, but I went to work for XYZ company and I didn't like it at all. So then the following year I did an internship with ABC company and loved it. And so because every one of these degrees, there's so many different aspects to it. You can design, you can build, you know, you can teach. There's just so many different things that you can do with an engineering degree. So don't feel like you have to know as a senior in high school exactly what you want to do with the rest of your life. You'll have opportunity to learn that as you go along.
And I'll add to that, if you have any interest in connecting, obviously Cindy and I'm interested in talking with you as well as the rest of our team, but we realized that, you know, we work for the admissions office and many of us did not graduate from S&T. And so if there's a current student, or even if you want to be connected with alumni in either a particular field or maybe in your home area or region, you know, we're happy to do that. So if you connect with Cindy by contacting her here, we can connect you or have somebody reach out to you from any of those groups to give you even more information about what they do, their experience on campus, or even currently as a student, you know, some of the opportunities that they have. So I think that's the nice thing about our size of institution, is that we do have some strong connections, and we're able to connect you, you know, in whatever area that might be helpful in making your college decision easier. Oh, go ahead.
I said, well said.
That was really the last questions that we have. Do you have any, I think we have a few more minutes, but if you have any additional comments or other things that maybe we missed that we need to address.
Mm-hmm. I will say that right now I am connecting with high schools in Illinois, doing some virtual events. If I'm going to be doing one with your school, I will probably be emailing you, or your counselor will be emailing you. we're hoping, obviously, that things start calming down, and in the spring, maybe we get to start traveling again. But if not, if you are able to make it to campus, we are open for visits. So we would really encourage you to do some form of visit. If you can't come here in person, we do have a virtual tour on our website. You can find that at mst.edu, and if you click on the very top bar, you'll see visit. You'll see all of our visit opportunities. So everything that we've already talked about here today, whether it's on-campus visits or virtual visits, the virtual tour. And like I said, we've got some pretty cool events coming up. We've got some with alumni and some with students and faculty. So we hope that you'll join us for those. Keep a lookout for different departments, right? Which ones are coming up next, Kathy? But we have engineering management. Did they just finish that one?
I believe that was last week. Let me look real quick for you. I can find out.
But we have several different departments that are going to do short presentations, half an hour or 45 minutes. And normally these are all done in the evening. We try to do most of our events maybe between 5 and 7 p.m. so that students can kind of take a break after their Zoom classes online, get some dinner, and their parents can join them for these as well. So when Kathy finds it, I'll let her tell you.
Yeah, it looks like right now, it looks like the engineering management one just finished. So the new one has not posted yet, but it looks like there's a couple sessions coming up if you need help applying for admission. It is an application collaboration session that helps you go through those steps. We also have an S&T fit discussion in which you can hear different things about S&T and how that might fit with your personality or how you might fit with our campus. And then we also are offering a session in which you can connect with 2 of our current students. And so that's also coming up.
Yeah. So
one more question. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I want to make sure to get the last one in.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. The question was just how far in advance do you need to schedule a visit? And if they happen, you know, every day in the morning and afternoon. And do you want to take that, Cindy? I'm sorry. I'm stepping on you.
Yeah, that's fine. You can find that on our visit website, and you can either go to visit.mst.edu or just go to mst.edu and click the visit up on top. But generally, we close that about a week out. So if you know that you're going to be coming to the area next week or a few weeks from now, go ahead and find those dates. If they are full, you'll notice that there won't be I think it's a green button that shows you that there's openings. And yes, we normally do those morning and afternoon. If we don't have them on a certain day, it's because there's no rooms available. But we try to have them every Monday through Friday. We have a couple Saturdays, usually sometimes one Saturday a month. And then also we've now got some larger events coming up. We have an open house starting this Saturday, where it's, how many people are we going to have? 60 in the morning and 60 in the afternoon. So
we're going to have a total of 60 families the whole day. So there's 30 families in the morning and 30 in the afternoon.
Okay. I was a little off. Okay. Any other questions, Kathy? We got, looks like 1 more minute.
Nope. It looks like we got them all.
Okay. So then I'm just going to say, I hope that you guys enjoyed our presentation. And if you need to contact me, please take my contact information.
Thank you to Cindy. Thank you, Kathy. I just want to thank everyone for attending. And as you do log out, just note that you'll get a quick survey. We'd love to know how the talk went for you. And just a reminder to check out the recordings that are available and to sign up for the sessions remaining at IACAC.org. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Thanks.
Thanks.